What's going on, y'all? Carlito here, back with another video on your screen. I'm here with Jordan Gill, fighting out of the United Kingdom, um, European champ, WBA international champion. Hell of a dude, hell of a fight. Just came off a big fight and showcasing his talents. And thank you for sitting down with me today. I appreciate
No
you.
problem. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you. And what got you into boxing?
I first got into boxing at a very young age. I was around 4 years old. My dad was a local amateur boxing coach. He was an amateur boxer himself, and then went into coaching. So when I was at school, primary school, I had a lot of energy, and the teachers said that I needed to burn some more energy. So my dad took me to the boxing gym after school, and I started hitting the bags and seeing the bigger kids do their thing, and then I sort of picked it up as I went along.
Wow. So it just kind of like all fell into place, all that just in sync. That's pretty dope, bro. And talk about your last fight. How do you feel your performance?
Our performance under the circumstances was good. The results was good. Obviously, I had a few problems in the ring, and both my eardrums were perforated, which really affected my balance. I had a little bit of a niggle, a little knee injury going into the fight, so that slowed me up from the start. So yeah, I feel like it was a good fight. It was back and forth action. The guy that I was fighting is an experienced guy. He's a four-time European champion. He's a very experienced fighter. So he made me work for it. And at the time of the stoppage, I was up against it. But even though all these things went wrong, I still found the way to win. And that's what champions do.
For sure, brother. And it seems like I didn't see it on your page exactly first time, but I saw it on other boxing websites, and they were talking about that DDT issue in the ring. Um, the only reason why I bring it up because I know you shared it on your page,
Yeah.
but talk about that. Like, how did that end up happening?
Do you know what? I don't know. It was one of them crazy things that just ended up happening in the ring, and I think we sort of come together, and he sort of locked me in a headlock and just fell backwards. And it looked like he knew what he was doing, to be honest. So yeah, whether he did it on purpose or not, we'll never know. But it was one of them moments that is a bit shocking. I think my dad, who was in my corner, thought maybe I broke my neck at the time, but I seemed to black out for a second, and then gather myself and got back up and got on with the job. I managed to survive the rest of the round after that DDT, and we got up and moved on.
Yeah, that was a crazy fight, bro. Like turning the corners, like different things were happening, but you ended up having a hell of a knockout. And talk about the knockout, like a scale from 1 to 10, like how strong were you at that time?
I felt good. I felt strong. Obviously, the balance was an issue, so I was in the corner waiting for my openings, using my defense and waiting for them shots to open up. And I knew they'd open up because he was getting tired. I was waiting for him. The pace he was setting. So I was in the position of just defending. So he was having to work very hard to keep the fight alive. And I knew he'd get tired in the eighth round, the round before I stopped him. I landed a big right hand, and I knew then every time he threw his jab, he drops his left hand. So I was conscious that he was open to a right hand. I landed one in the eighth, but it wasn't quite sweet enough. But I knew when I landed that one, that's the shot that I'm going to get him with, and I timed it right in the ninth round. In that ninth round, I timed that shot perfect, and as soon as I hit him, I knew it was a sweet shot, and I knew he wasn't going to get up.
Yeah, bro. When I saw it, I was like, oh shoot, it's over. Damn. And talk about, on what has been like your all-time favorite moment so far in boxing?
I think that's got to be up there. That's got to be one of the sweetest times. Also, I won the Commonwealth title in my first major 12-round fight against a guy called Ryan Doyle, who was just coming off a stoppage win against one of our UK prospects, Reece Bellotti, who was knocking everyone out at the time. So, I was up against it in that fight. I wasn't the favourite, and that was my first, domestic title shot. So to win that Commonwealth title was very sweet. The fight after that was a homecoming fight for me. I boxed in my town of Peterborough, and I sold the place out. So that was a very sweet moment. I boxed a Mexican that night to win the WBA International title. So that was a sweet moment. But this night, winning the European title, that is a major title, the biggest title that I've won against the most experienced and best fighter that I've boxed. So that probably tops it all off.
Hell yeah. Like that belt looks sick. I was like, damn, man. Like, I always like to look at the United Kingdom fights, here being in the United States. I always kind of like to look over there and see how everything's going with, the organizations out there. And the belts always look a lot. It feels like, I don't know, I like the belts over there than how they are in the States over here. And I just like how they look and, their style.
Yeah, and they have a lot of history as well. Like the British title is the Lonsdale belt. That's a beautiful belt and it's got a lot of history. And the same as the European title, it's been around a long time and holds a lot of weight and prestige.
What is the do you have one favorite boxer growing up as a kid?
I really like Pernell Whitaker.
Oh yeah. I heard about that guy, bro. Like he's one of the all-time legends, I feel.
Yeah, definitely. He's one of the best to ever do it.
For sure. And what's next? Later on this year, what's your plans?
I'm looking forward to a big 2022. We're just getting started. This is the first fight. I want to have at least 2 more fights this year. So whether it's a defense of my European title, whether it's a world title eliminator, or whether I get a shot at a world title, I'm here for it. I'm ready. I'm looking forward to some big fights.
For sure. And talk about who do you think is ranked in like the top five opponents in your division right now?
I think the world champions are up there. So like Lee Wood is WBA champion. He's fighting Michael Conlan this weekend. You've got Kiko Martinez and Josh Warrington facing off in a couple of weeks' time. That's a huge fight as well. You've got Mark Magsayo from the Philippines, who holds the WBC title. He just come off a massive win against Gary Russell Jr. And of course, you've got the Mexican Emmanuel Navarrete. So, it's interesting times in the division. There's a lot of fighters coming up in the ranks that you'd probably put towards the top 5 as well. So it's a very dense division. It's a division that has a lot of talent in. So to win a world title in this division, you've got to be special.
For sure, bro. Shoot, I feel like everything that comes your way, you're gonna be able to succeed it. And thank you for coming on my YouTube channel. I really do appreciate you. And much respect to your family, and let my subscribers know where they can find you at.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Everybody can follow me on Instagram. The tag is at Itsjordangill. You can follow my Facebook page, Jordan Gill, Twitter, I think at _Jordan So just type in Jordan Gill anywhere and you'll find me somewhere. So yeah, thank you for having me. Much appreciated.
Appreciate it. Y'all heard it here from European champ, WBA, hell of a dude. I appreciate you again. And check out his pages the links down in the description down below. And y'all do not want to miss this hell of a year. And y'all go check out his fight. I'll leave a link in the description down below. I appreciate it again. Remember that, guys. One love. Carlito. We out.
All the way. Are we going out tonight? All the way. I'ma chug the bottle, chug it all the way. this far.